Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to give you my opinions about this particular computer system. This is an HP Pavilion A810N computer system. Now the thing that has happened with a lot of HP and compact computer systems I would say manufactured between late 2004, 2005 through I'd say 2007. This occurred I think a lot with AMD based setups. I'm not sure about Intel's, I haven't messed with them much. But here we have what I believe is a Socket 74 based AMD Athlon 64 CPU. This is an AGP based board. It had at least one hard drive, more likely just one hard disk drive. It has a card reader and two optical drives. But what really gets me is HP only included a 250 watt power supply in this setup, which in my opinion is really pushing things on edge. I mean, a 250 watt power supply is adequate for, let's say, a Pentium 4 Socket 478 setup, or let's say an AMD Athlon XP Socket A setup. I mean, with this particular power supply in the system, I mean, it's hard on the power supply to, supply power to a system like this. And let's say if you want to add in a graphics card or more RAM or just an extra hard drive, I mean, you would probably have to actually replace it with a higher wattage power supply just to handle that one upgrade. This is cutting it so close. To give you an idea, E-machines, when they come out with using AMD K8 setups or Intel Socket 1075 setups, they immediately switched to the best tech ATX 300 watt power supplies, while their Socket 478 P4 setups and Athlon XPs used the 250 watt power supply. But I mean, this is HP, and I've seen a newer one than this before that was more or less a failed part system. It was a Socket AM2 setup, 2006 or later, which of course AM2 takes DDR2 memory, and I think it even had a PCI Express graphics card slot in it. Didn't have a graphics card in it though, but just an idea. They only included a 250 watt power supply with that. They actually included this same particular power supply, which in my opinion is just really pushing things on edge, which may explain the reason why a lot of HPs and compacts with this particular setup failed. Now, before you guys say anything, the E-machines computers, the 250 watt E-machines power supplies were the best tech ATX 25012E revision, which had a flawed 5 volt standby rail, while HP used the 250-12Z model power supplies, which are a little different, a little better quality in my opinion. These don't really fail nowhere near as bad, but they probably did in this particular kind of setup though, because they were pushing it on edge. I believe this power supply is still okay, but I'm definitely going to switch it out for a higher wattage unit. Just give me your opinions on it. Tell me what you think.